Hello everyone. This is George from Invensis Learning. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I am sure you guys might have heard of ethical hacking. Ethical hacking is also called penetration testing or pen testing. In today's session, we are going to have a brief tutorial about penetration testing. So, without any further delay, let's get started. We will begin this session by discussing a little about what is penetration testing. Next, we will move further on to why penetration testing, and then talk about root causes of security vulnerabilities. Post that, we will take a look at how often to conduct penetration testing, and then different phases of penetration testing. Moving on, we will discuss the roles and responsibilities of penetration testers, then types of penetration testers. After that, we will compare penetration testing versus vulnerability scanning. We will then talk about different approaches for penetration tests and the types of penetration testing, and then look into limitations of penetration testing. Finally, we will end this session by discussing about penetration testing tools and choosing the right tool, then top certifications in penetration testing, and look into a demo. I hope the agenda is clear to you guys. We will now begin the presentation and understand what is penetration testing. So, what is penetration testing? Penetration testing or pen testing is a type of security testing performed to assess the capability of the security of the system. The objective of penetration testing is to recognize the vulnerabilities in the system, which includes hardware, software, networks, and system environment. This testing is implemented by analyzing the security level of the system with malicious methods to protect the information from hackers and maintain the proper working of the system. Penetration tester or ethical hacker then tries to test the system by making attempts to violate the security of the system. The goal of pen testing is to recognize security vulnerabilities by assessing the security of the system with hacking techniques and protect the data from any attempts of hacking and maintain the functionality of the system. We will now discuss why we need penetration testing. An unsecured system is prone to attacks and unauthorized access by individuals looking to steal the data and information. Pen testing evaluates the security of the system, protects the system from threats, and identifies if any malicious activity might be possible. Let us now look into the reasons on why we need penetration testing. First one is prevent data breaches. Penetration testing helps us to prevent any possible data breaches, since it checks the probable chances of security breaches. Second one is check security controls. Penetration testing helps us to check security controls and improve the integrity of the system. Third one is meet compliance requirements. Penetration testing ensures that the compliance requirements are met and adhered to. Fourth one is ensure security of new applications. As it is self-explanatory, penetration testing helps to ensure the security of new applications, as they are thoroughly tested and checked by penetration testers. The last and fifth one is access incident detection. Incident detection is very crucial to keep the system protected. Penetration testing helps us to access incident detection, and in turn helps to strengthen the security of the system. We will now discuss the root causes of the security vulnerabilities. The first one is the complexity of the system. The second one is design flaws in the system. The third one is user data input. The fourth one is poor system configuration. The fifth one is unsecured connectivity. The sixth one is issues in management. The seventh one is weak passwords. The eighth one is the lack of proper training for the staff. The ninth one is human errors. The last one is communication. Let us now discuss how often to conduct penetration testing. It is important to conduct regular vulnerability scans and penetration testing to find out any known and unknown vulnerabilities. The frequency of conducting penetration testing depends on the company's security policy. Let us now discuss the different phases of penetration testing. The first one is the planning phase. The second one is the discovery phase. The third one is vulnerability assessment. The fourth one is the exploitation phase. The fifth one is reporting phase. Let us now discuss each in detail. Planning phase. In this phase, we define which system has to be tested, and the goals and objectives to achieve with the penetration test, the resources, and the tools needed to conduct for test execution. Discovery phase. In this phase, we gather as much data and information as possible about the systems that are to be checked by the penetration test. Vulnerability assessment. In vulnerability assessment, we find out and report the vulnerability by using different vulnerability scanning tools. Exploitation phase. In this phase, we try to exploit the flaws, defects, and vulnerabilities identified in the discovery phase to gain unauthorized access to the target system. Reporting phase. In this phase, we make a report of all the results of the pen test in a user-understandable manner. This report will be used as reference document while rectifying the identified vulnerabilities. Let us now look into the roles and responsibilities of penetration testers. The role of penetration testers is a very important one. Penetration testing is performed by penetration testers or network specialists or security consultants. Penetration testers create penetration methods and tests after careful planning. Let us look into the responsibilities of penetration tester. Understand computer systems and cybersecurity terminology. Collect all data and information needed to deliver penetration tests. Conduct testing of critical infrastructure and remote testing of computer networks. Work on client requirements after conducting a penetration test. Evaluate root causes and suggest solutions in security reviews. Create results of penetration test reports and ensure to keep the test results confidential. Let us now look into types of penetration testers. The three types of penetration testers are black hat, white hat, gray hat. Let us now look into each in detail. Black hat. They are cybercriminals who use their expertise to hack systems and deliver cyber attacks. They break into systems to deliver monetary and information thefts. White hat. They are ethical hackers, also called penetration testers, who help detect system flaws and strengthen cybersecurity. They use their technical expertise for the greater good and help organizations and individuals to counter cyber attacks. Gray hat. They detect the vulnerability and report it to the owner for a fee. If not paid, they make it public. Basically, gray hat also illegally break into systems, but the purpose is not to exploit the vulnerability. So, they are a combination of both white and black hat. Now, we will discuss penetration testing versus vulnerability assessment. Vulnerability assessment or vulnerability scanning helps to find out and make a report of the system vulnerability using scanning tools. Penetration testing or pen testing identifies system vulnerabilities and resolves them by using penetration testing tools until all of them are removed. Vulnerability report only consists of the description, heading, and level of severity of the vulnerability along with its details. Penetration testing report consists of the list of vulnerabilities that have been resolved successfully by the organization. Vulnerability assessment is an initial step towards system security and only detects the vulnerabilities but doesn't resolve them. Penetration testing lists out the vulnerabilities as an initial step and then pen testers work on resolving them, thereby documenting resolved threat. Let us now look into the different approaches for penetration testing. Network services penetration testing is used to find out the weakness and prospective vulnerabilities in a network. These can be run remotely and on local systems as well. Web application penetration testing is used to identify various vulnerabilities in web browsers, their components, and web applications. Client-side penetration testing is aimed at finding the various security vulnerabilities and exploit each of them in client-side software applications. Wireless penetration testing is used in analyzing the Wi-Fi networks and wireless devices that are being used at the client site. Wireless devices usually include smartphones, laptops, tablets, and other devices. Social engineering penetration testing is done through communication channels such as mobiles, the internet, telephones, and targets the processes, help desks, and employees in the organization. As employees disclosing sensitive data to outsiders is a security threat. Let us now look into the different approaches for penetration testing. The first one is black box penetration testing. Black hat hackers try to break into the system. They use the trial and error method to force into the system as they don't have system credentials. The second one is white box penetration testing. Ethical hackers assess system security and suggest for improvements. They have complete data and can give better results and in less time than black box testing. The third one is gray box penetration testing. Gray hat hackers also illegally break into the system. They give their findings to the owner to point out the flaws in the system. They don't exploit the system for their own personal gains. Let us now look into the limitations of penetration testing. The first limitation is that it is difficult to get the right candidate for the job. The second limitation is resources, time, and management constraints. The third limitation is having limited capital resources allocated by the company. The fourth limitation is having limited scope of tools that can be used for pen testing. We will now discuss the various penetration testing tools and choosing the right tool among them. Pen testers use penetration testing tools to perform certain tasks automatically and improve the testing procedure. It helps to find security issues that manual methods might not be able to detect. The pen testing tools again are of two categories, namely, first is vulnerability scanners. The second is vulnerability attackers. There are different types of free penetration testing tools. The first one is Nmap. The second one is Nessus. The third one is Metasploit. The fourth one is Wireshark. The fifth one is OpenSSL. The sixth one is Weave. There are different types of commercial penetration testing tools. The first one is Veracode. The second one is Pure Hacking. The third one is SecPoint. The fourth one is Torrid Networks. Let us now look into the various factors to be considered before choosing the right penetration testing tools. The first one is it should be easy to use and should be cost effective. The second one is it should be able to scan vulnerabilities with ease. The third one is it should be able to categorize threats based on their risk level. The fourth one is it should provide efficient tech support and documentation. The last one is it should be able to generate logs and reports. Let us now look into the top certifications in penetration testing. The top certifications in penetration testing are: 1. Offensive Security Certified Professional, OSCP. 2. JOC Exploit Researcher and Advanced Penetration Tester, GXPN. 3. Global Information Assurance Certification, GIAC. 4. Global Penetration Tester, GPEN. 5. CompTIA Pen Test Plus. 6. Certified Red Team Operations Professional, CRTOP. 7. Certified Mobile and Web Application Penetration Tester, CWAPT. 8. Certified Expert Penetration Tester, CPT. 9. IACRB Certified Penetration Tester, CPT. 10. EC Council Licensed Penetration Tester, LPT, Master. 11. EC Council Certified Ethical Hacker, CEH. Invensis Learning Advantage provides interactive instructor-led certification training programs, either accredited by respective governing bodies or in line with their guidelines. Lifetime access to Learning Management System, LMS. Access to live classes, assignments, and industry-driven case studies. Highly qualified, certified, and accredited trainers. Let us now look into a penetration testing demo using Python. We will today use Python to perform penetration testing. We will first download Python on our system. We will download PyCharm Community Edition. It is free and open source. It is for purely Python development and coding. PyCharm, the edition that we will be using is January 1, 2021. The system requirements, installation instructions will be taken care of, by default, during the installation process. We have already installed PyCharm in the system. Click on the icon and open PyCharm. There are many ways to demonstrate a penetration test. Modern-day penetration testing demands lots of automation and innovation. The only language that dominates all its peers is Python. Given the huge number of tools written in Python, and its popularity in the penetration testing space, this language has always been the first choice for penetration testers. This is the first time we are using this PyCharm after installation, so this might take some time. Cybersecurity is a field that would be incomplete without Python. Every industry within the cybersecurity domain is related to Python in one way or another, and the majority of cybersecurity tools are written in Python. From penetration testing to monitoring security operations centers, Python is widely used and needed. Python aids penetration testers by providing them with excellent tools and automation support with which they can write quick and powerful scripts for a variety of penetration testing activities, from reconnaissance to exploitation. There are inbuilt library functions that help us in this regard. Every time we open PyCharm, a sample code is displayed. To start writing a new program in PyCharm, we need to first click on File, and then select Python File. We have to now name the new Python file. Let us give it a name now. We will save it as Pentesting Demo. This program is to launch password cracker attack. Once we save the file, we will get a new tab, where we have space to write our code, saved with the name Pentesting Demo. This black space, we are going to use for our Pentesting Demo program code. We will execute the program after writing the code. In interpreters, each line of the program is taken and interpreted from the source code at runtime and then converted into machine code for execution. Python falls into the category of interpreted bytecode. This means that the Python code is first translated to an intermediate bytecode, a Pyke file. Then, this bytecode is interpreted line by the interpreter and executed on the underlying architecture. Import itertools. Import string. defguess_password real : chars equals string.ascii _lowercase plus string.digits. Attempts equals 0. For password underscore length in range 1, 9, colon. For guess in itertools.productchars, repeat equals password underscore length, colon. Attempts plus equals 1. Guess equals. Join guess. If guess equals real colon. Return password is found in guesses, format guess, attempts. Print guess, attempts. Print guess underscore password ABC. Click on Pen Testing. Select Edit Configuration. Now, we see a new window for run/debug configurations. We need to check Python interpreter and select the option in case no interpreter is given. We have 3.8, so we can click OK. But we have to use the same file name here. So we name it pentestingdemo.now. Click OK. Click on the green arrow to run the program. After execution, the result is displayed in the box here. Password is ABC. Found in 1371 guesses. Process finished with exit code 0. If we scroll towards upward direction, we see all the possible password combinations and the count of attempt beside it. The path where the file is saved. So, this is the end result. The password has been cracked using Python by the method of pen testing. For more updates on trending technologies, subscribe to Invensis Learning YouTube channel. Also, if you have any queries, share them with us in the comments section.